Welcome to another of my camera comparison. Let me tell you that I always take all the images in auto mode with auto HDR on because I think most of the average people takes photos in auto mode. If you think this video is useful, then please click on the like button and subscribe to this channel. Let's start with ultra-wide shots. There are 4 basic differences between these two smartphones. I mean Mi 10 Ultra and Mi 10T Pro ultra-wide shots. Field of view is wider on Xiaomi Mi 10 Ultra. White balance and color rendition is better on Xiaomi Mi 10 Ultra. Focus and post-processing is way faster on Xiaomi Mi 10 Ultra. You will find more details and textures along with sharpness in ultra-wide shots grabbed by Mi 10 Ultra. Okay, I cannot say Mi 10T Pro ultra-wide shots are bad because Xiaomi Mi 10 Ultra under bright daylight produces one of the best ultra-wide photos. Most of the time I say a lot depends on personal preference, but this time I think most of the people would prefer Xiaomi Mi 10 Ultra ultra-wide shots. Let me know in the comment section whether you agree or disagree. These are daytime main sensor photos. Please remember that Mi 10 Ultra comes with OmniVision OV48C 48 megapixel sensor and Mi 10T Pro comes with Samsung HMX 108 megapixel sensor. Yes, in daytime under bright daylight, both of these two performs great. If you don't compare these photos with other flagships, then you wouldn't know how good these photos are. I am happy to see that Xiaomi Mi 10T Pro has really put up a fight. No, it cannot beat Mi 10 Ultra, but in some cases, Xiaomi Mi 10T Pro performance is better than many other flagships. I can say both offers images that is sharp, full of detail and dynamic range, but after snapping and checking almost 50 pictures side by side, I found some key differences. Xiaomi Mi 10 Ultra sometimes under bright lighting condition increases midtones, also exposure suffers a bit. It's like a random puzzle, sometimes it's there and sometimes not. On the other hand, Mi 10T Pro always have this increased highlights and saturation issue, which is actually barely noticeable and pretty minimum, but as these are true flagships, I am trying to point out all the pros and cons. Both processed a lot of textures and both offers great details in the shadows. And Mi 10 Ultra have this DSLR type feature. Whenever it detects a face, it slightly blurs the background, even if it's not a portrait image. This makes the images even more lucrative and amazing. Yes, dynamic range and white balance is obviously better on Xiaomi Mi 10 Ultra. AI feature of Mi 10 Ultra is getting better with every update it gets. Before we move on to portrait mode, I wanted to share a few other differences. You can see while recording videos under bright daylight, there is a huge difference in white balance, exposure, brightness and highlights. I don't think I have to mention why the video recorded with Xiaomi Mi 10 Ultra is better than the video recorded with Xiaomi Mi 10T Pro. I think differences are clearly visible. Things are different when we switch to portrait mode. Xiaomi Mi 10 Ultra can grab true 50mm portrait shots with its dedicated 2x lens. Mi 10T Pro has to use its main sensor to grab the portrait shots. Edge detection is good on both, but it's a bit better on Mi 10 Ultra. Both grabbed enough details, processed a lot of textures, everything seems pretty similar, but after cropping in, we can see that Mi 10 Ultra has better color grading and white balance. Also, bokeh effect on Mi 10 Ultra is lucrative cause it creates creamy bokeh and Mi 10T goes a bit aggressive. The blurriness is a bit too high than usual. Okay, are you enjoying this video? Would you consider subscribing to this channel? If you like this video, then please subscribe to this channel for more videos like this. Okay, when we have tried to take portrait photos under artificial lighting in indoor environment, then things changed a bit. Xiaomi Mi 10 Ultra as usual started to produce a bit saturated photos with warm tone. And I got surprised to see that Xiaomi Mi 10T Pro started to produce images with cooler tone, which is indeed very unusual for Xiaomi smartphones. Due to these changes, Color grading on Xiaomi Mi 10T Pro looks more accurate and close to reality, while Xiaomi Mi 10 Ultra grabbed more details and textures. I always say this, and once again, this is all about personal preferences. Yes, sometimes different people like different type of white balance, vibrance and saturation based on their personal preferences. Saturation and white balance jumps back and forth, but it's nothing drastic. It's not that serious cause usually it's pretty minimum that you wouldn't even notice. However, there is some kind of tint on Xiaomi Mi 10T Pro images, especially it tries to beautify skin tone, and that makes the difference. Actually, I should say a huge difference. We really don't need to crop in to notice that Mi 10 Ultra grabbed more details and produced sharper images. When a lot of colors needed to reproduce, when there are a lot of light sources with different segment of well-lit areas, then Xiaomi Mi 10T Pro falls behind. I am not surprised to see that there is a huge difference in night mode performance. Actually, other than Google Pixel series smartphones, I would choose this Xiaomi Mi 10 Ultra on any time for nighttime photography. Xiaomi, especially for this Mi 10 Ultra, optimized the night mode algorithm a lot better than other smartphones. Yes, it is of course not better than Google Pixel series smartphones, but it is better than any other flagship smartphones out there, and that includes this Mi 10T Pro. White balance, sharpness, details in the shadows, color rendition and texture processing. In every segment, this Xiaomi Mi 10 Ultra is better than Xiaomi Mi 10T Pro. I think we have to wait for at least one update before we do Xiaomi smartphones camera comparison, because most of the time performance gets better with updates. I wish Xiaomi would release less smartphones but with better stock camera application and optimized software. Do you agree with me? Moving on to selfie camera, and there is a drastic difference in performance. Xiaomi Mi 10 Ultra continues to reproduce photos with better color rendering and skin tone. In low light or harsh lighting conditions, Xiaomi Mi 10 Ultra selfie images are really good. Compared to Mi 10T Pro, it has wider dynamic range and more details. These are selfie portraits, and white balance issue gets bigger on Mi 10T Pro. I am not very happy to see how this flagship class smartphone performs. I believe that Xiaomi will fix all these tiny issues with new updates. In terms of edge detection, separation line blend and details, both are pretty similar, but once again, Xiaomi Mi 10 Ultra has a bit better bokeh effect. Both of these two smartphones got optical image stabilization on main sensor, and that offers better stabilization. But I'm not sure whether Xiaomi Mi 10T Pro depends on EIS or OIS on 4K video recording. If you have watched my other camera comparison, then you may have noticed that when Xiaomi Mi 10 Ultra first released, it has this white balance and color grading issue, and Xiaomi has fixed it with an update. Now Mi 10 Ultra exports to RAC 709 and color grading is much better. But Xiaomi Mi 10T Pro now got that same issue, and clips recorded on 4K sometimes are truly useless due to this issue. These videos are recorded at 1080p 30 frames per second under bright daylight. As I have mentioned earlier, both got OIS and offers very good stabilization while recording at 1080p 30 frames per second. Dynamic range is better on Mi 10 Ultra. Not only that, skin tone is close to reality and colors are vibrant and true to life. On the other hand, Mi 10T Pro color tone is a bit saturated, exposure and contrast ratio is also not as good as Mi 10 Ultra. In terms of details and sharpness, both are close, but once again, Mi 10 Ultra is a bit better. Okay, it's time to wrap up. I'm not gonna give any verdict. I wanna know your verdict. Please don't forget to share your thoughts and ideas in the comment section. Also, if you think this video was helpful, then please click on the like button and subscribe to this channel for more videos like this.
So let's get lost out here, no one else out here, find ourselves out here. We could disappear into this is clear, yeah. We don't have to go back to what we used to.